Hello, hello, hello. Oh my god. Okay, here we go again.
Take 2, the Lost Podcast. This week.
Sorry. Is your mic on?
Yes.
All right,
Is yours?
Yes.
This week on Close Talkers, we watched Season 5, Episode 7, The Non-Fat Yogurt.
You said it right this time.
I've had practice.
All week you've been saying the low-fat ice cream. So, Derek,
So, Katie,
how did you like the non-fat yogurt?
is your mic on?
Yes.
Meh.
Yeah, same.
So, it was written by Larry David, it was directed by Tom Sharonis, and it aired on November 4th, 1993, which is 3 days after the 1993 mayoral election.
Oh, really?
Little known fact, I guess not little known because it's on the internet. They filmed 2 versions of this episode and included them on the season 5 DVDs.
Oh.
One using Mayor Giuliani in the spot and one using a member of Mayor Dinkins' staff.
Mm-hmm. Not Mayor Dinkins?
No, they approached both campaigns and Giuliani was very enthusiastic and Dinkins was less so.
Maybe that cost him the win.
Well, this aired after the election, so I don't think so.
No, I just mean he was too uptight.
Oh.
I don't know.
Maybe. This episode was ranked as the 134th best episode by Screen Crush.
Yeah.
And the 31st best episode
What?
by Vulture.com.
Come on. Every time I disagree with Vulture, it's something that he puts in the 30s.
So I think that Larry Fitzmaurice might have slipped up a little bit for this episode.
Who's that?
He's the guy who wrote the rankings for
Oh,
Vulture.com.
okay. Yes.
For the non-fat yogurt, he said, children cursing, always funny.
Mm-hmm.
Although I disagree with the kid in question's assertion that Jerry is a funny kid. Have you heard his act?
Oh.
So, is he admitting
He doesn't find
that he
Seinfeld
doesn't
funny?
find Seinfeld funny?
I think so. Maybe he submitted a spec script and it didn't get accepted, and now he's just bitter.
Maybe the only joy he had in life was non-fat yogurt, and Seinfeld and Giuliani took it away.
He's the Newman.
He might have been a former postal worker.
We gotta look into him. So who are the guest stars?
So we had a bunch of recurring guest stars. So Matthew and Meredith were from the episode The Parking Spot, and we have Frank and Estelle coming back. We did have some new guest stars. So Jed Mills played Joel, the operator of the frozen yogurt store. The dad. He was in Casino, Quantum Leap, and Twin Peaks.
He looked familiar. Was he the missing girl's dad?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I didn't look up who he was in Twin Peaks. Peter Kelligan played Lloyd Braun. This is the first appearance of Lloyd Braun. He will return in later episodes, but he will be replaced with actor Matt McCoy. Peter Kelligan was in Cheers. He was in 18 to Life. He was in The Red Green Show. He's a Canadian actor. And he was in a little-known horror Canadian classic known as Ginger Snaps.
What?
Which our own Katy was also in.
Oh my god, my co-star.
Mm-hmm.
Who was he in Ginger Snaps?
Mr. Wayne, who are you in Ginger Snaps?
Field hockey player number 14. I don't know. Who's Mr. Wayne?
I don't know.
Oh.
When was the last time we watched? We watched Ginger Snaps, 4 or 5 years ago? We watched all the movies you were in 4 or 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. They were all great.
We watched one of them last weekend.
Last weekend, yep. She's All That.
Nope.
Bring It to the House.
Bring It to the House?
Call the Boy. What was it called?
Keep guessing. Please keep guessing. I bet you there are movies called Bring It to the House and Call the Boy.
Close the Door.
Close the Door. Yep, that teen romance comedy musical classic, Close the Door.
I remember the people that were in it.
Me?
You. Kirsten Dunst. Cisco.
I hit him with a door.
You did.
He's a very short man.
That chick from That 70s Show.
Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis, yeah. Henry Baumgartner.
What?
I don't know. It's just a name that popped into my head. There's a picture of you with Mila Kunis and Martin Short.
There you go.
Plays the drama teacher.
It's a good movie called Get Over It.
Get Over It.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that, didn't I?
Maybe in there. Well, let's throw it back to last week when I asked you if you remembered what this episode was about.
Non-fat yogurt. Think I nailed it.
I'll read the synopsis. I noticed that Netflix is calling them the gang now, instead of the four. The gang gets suspicious of a supposed non-fat frozen yogurt shop. Elaine dates George's nemesis, Lloyd Braun. Jerry curses in front of a child.
That happened.
That's it.
How old are you when you got glasses?
I think I was in grade 4. How old are you in grade 4? 9?
8, 9.
I beat Jerry. He was 10. He was laughing at himself a lot at the beginning of this stand-up bit. Like, he thought it was very funny.
He thought it was very funny, yeah. The whole baby coming out, wearing glasses.
Can I get a little cloth to clean these?
So, I don't really wear glasses. How come everybody wants one of those little cloths? And then if you wear glasses, shouldn't you always have one of those little cloths?
You do. You get them. Our house is full of them, and we haven't worn glasses in years. It takes the oily fingerprints off. Better than a shirt. And a shirt can scratch them, I guess. If you're wearing a particularly woolly shirt. I was thinking about putting on my old glasses because the last pair that I had, when I got laser eye surgery, I got the, just plastic put back in them.
Oh.
Because I like them, and I thought I would wear them, for fashion. And the plastic is just, a little bad, so I can't see through them. Maybe I'll just take the plastic out.
Just have no frames?
Just frames.
Yeah, I mean, no lenses. Only. It's hard to wear glasses that are no frames.
That's the Morpheus style.
Yeah. What does he use? Bubblegum?
Did he get magnets implanted in his nose?
Whoa. That's like next gen.
Yeah. So we're in the frozen yogurt craze of the mid-90s.
Yeah. I feel like there was 2 frozen yogurt crazes. There was the mid-90s frozen yogurt craze, and then there was one maybe 2010s where it was the self-serve frozen yogurt craze.
Like at that hotel in Las Vegas? How much frozen yogurt did we eat while staying at the Mirage?
A lot. But I think people caught on quickly because the scam was you would serve yourself and then you'd go up and it'd be like, oh, here's a $27 frozen yogurt that you made. And you're like, well, I made it, so it's my fault, so you pay it.
Yeah.
But
you wouldn't order a $27.
You wouldn't go back again. So it's like a one pop and then people are like,
yeah,
I'm not coming back here.
I mean, I'm sure you make the mistake of nearly filling the cup with frozen yogurt.
Yeah.
And then there's 20 toppings and you're like, well, I'm going to cram these in because I want cheesecake. I want the wild blueberries. I want the boysenberries. I want the peanut brittle.
Is Yoghurt Fruz still in business?
I don't know. I don't know if TCBY was Canadian or not.
I don't think so. They had a little block of frozen yogurt and you would pick your toppings and then they'd run it through a weird machine and it would crush it all together.
They had the blue one, the pink one, and the yellow one. I think the blue one was the non-fat one. I never got that. They have a website. Yoghurt Fruz. Still around. I think they're in movie theaters.
Oh.
Why does Elaine say Rico Suave?
It's just that damn good. It is so f***ing good. When was the last time you ate something and needed to exclaim that it was so good?
You made Valentine's dinner. It was really, really, really good. No, nothing. I haven't been obsessed with something like everybody in this episode is with this yogurt.
I think when I really like something good, I get quiet and I'm like, shut up, I just want to eat this in my little bubble. As opposed to screaming about how good it is.
Yeah, because if you say how good it is, people are going to try and take it from you and taste it. Jerry has a haircut.
Okay.
His hair isn't as floofy, and he doesn't have as much flow in the back.
So I've been getting a lot of, like, in my Instagram feeds, like, Seinfeld clips.
Yeah.
And it's, like, funny to see, like, because, like, when you're watching it in series, it's relatively similar from episode to episode. But, like, this is, like, you know, mullet Jerry, short hair Jerry, early Jerry, late Jerry. It's all over the place.
So before they leave this place, Elaine says she's going to go up and get a little bit more yogurt. You can't do that. You can't just, like, top it off.
I didn't hear her say that.
Yeah, I'm just going to go up and get a little bit more. And she's like, she doesn't go to the cash. She goes to the guy. She goes to Joel. And she's, like, gesturing to the cup.
Well, maybe because they know Joel. This is before or after they run into Lloyd Braun.
Well, that's when she's away from the conversation. And then she comes back and
I see.
And meets Lloyd Braun.
Interesting. Did we find out what flavor George had?
I don't think so. It looked very plain.
One thing I noticed on Seinfeld, the actors seem to be eating a lot on set. Mm-hmm. Like, they were all eating the frozen yogurt.
Yep.
George is eating the pizza.
Yep.
Like,
Jerry's eating cereal.
I have an outtake later on, and you'll see them eating the...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Does George really eat an onion in that episode where he eats an onion?
I think so. I didn't talk about onion percent.
Sorry, what?
Did I talk about onion percent?
No.
Where the speed runner that our daughter likes to watch on YouTube as a sub goal on Twitch, he got, like, I don't know how many subscribers he needed to get, but then he was like, the thing that he would do for his viewers is try to eat an entire onion as fast as possible. And he vomited and could not complete it.
Oh, no. Yuck.
I like raw onions. I think I could eat a raw onion.
A whole one? Fast?
Yep.
Is this going to be our next bonus episode?
I don't know.
Eating a whole onion?
Give the viewers what they want.
So in Jerry's apartment, he's wearing, later we realize, because for fat jokes, but a giant red shirt.
Jerry is always wearing giant shirts, but he usually tucks.
Yeah.
This is untucked.
It looks like a smock.
Usually tuck.
And Elaine's looking very, 2023 stylish. She's got on like a flannel
and
long
like
flannel
leggings
and jeans. Yeah.
or jeans, some tight jeans. Yeah. You're getting heavy.
It's 5 minutes of pure fat jokes.
I liked how he kept referring to Jerry as like Chubbs and Fatso.
Is this his first giddy up?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's the first time I've heard it.
Maybe.
So my notes after this are very random. Lloyd Braun makes an appointment for George. Like, who does that?
Somebody who doesn't believe that he has an involuntary spasm.
I guess. And then he wants to know the results.
Be very interested to find out the results.
And that doctor seems pretty annoyed with someone who's paying him.
Yeah, so I think I did right. Like, would a doctor accuse someone of faking it? Like, he's like, took an x-ray, can't see anything on the x-ray. You're faking it.
Yeah. So you'd probably couch it in softer terms, like, as far as I can see, there's nothing wrong with your elbow, but I advise you to rest and see how it progresses. If it gets worse, come back. Like, that's nice.
I'm not a doctor. An involuntary spasm is like a muscle thing, like not an x-ray bony thing.
Yeah, like, or a nerve thing. Like, you can't see that on an x-ray. Who is this quack?
It's what Blumpkin goes to Dinkus. What's his name? Dinkus.
Dinkins.
Dinkins.
Not Dinkus.
He lost to Giuliani, so he's a bit of a dinkus.
So, you laughed out loud in the... I'll let you yawn.
This is our fourth attempt at recording this podcast. Of course I'm going to yawn.
You laughed out loud in the lab.
I did because I remembered that, like... So after, like, Kramer approaches the scientist, I remembered that, like, they go back there later and he bumps the thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you did laugh in this episode.
Yeah.
There's a poster on the wall of that lab that says, heard anything about AIDS lately.
Yikes.
Yeah. So I noticed the same extra in the frozen yogurt shop in 2 different scenes because she had brown lipstick.
Yeah.
Do you notice her too?
I did. She was there in the first one, and then like when Newman is sitting around with his buddies. Yeah. As an expert extra, you gotta like blend into the background, don't you?
Sure. And she was looking right at the camera when Newman was laughing. And
straight down talking. The barrel.
Yeah. So one of the notes I had was regarding kids swearing and how funny it is.
Uh-huh.
We have an attitude towards swearing at home that I don't think is very common. Where like we told our kid we don't care about swearing.
We have said that, yes.
So, okay, well maybe we do. Are we breaking this down here? Like,
I'll allow you to continue your thought.
Oh, okay. So I told her I don't care about swearing because, you know, then you remove the power of the words and it doesn't become like a thing. I'm not actually offended. So I'm going to pretend to be offended. Like, oh, you can't say that. Mm-hmm. But I said some people are offended. So we don't use those words at school, you know, to other people. And you have to understand that, you know, what's okay here is not like okay everywhere. Mm-hmm. The funny thing is that like, then she'll just ask me, like, she goes, what does Jesus Christ mean?
Yeah.
So I had to explain who Jesus Christ was. And then I said, you know, and like some people don't really like if you say that. So you could say Jeepers H Crackers instead. And she thought that was so funny.
So, I mean, it's jumping ahead, but like the closing stand up, yeah. Like the fudge.
Sugar. We never use the PG versions at home.
I'll say darn a lot, and our daughter will like get mad at me and like accuse me of, like react as though I'm swearing.
Swearing? I'm going to start saying consarn it.
Consarn it. What are you, a 1950s prospector? 1930s prospector? 1870s prospector? When did people prospect? After a certain era, all of our prospects, they're gone. I do like how George got his comeuppance of like, oh, I bumped my elbow and now it does this involuntary. Yeah. I can concentrate and control it. And then as he's leaving the doctor's office, like bumps it on the desk.
Some good George and his parents' comedy at the end.
Everybody's just slapping him right in the face.
Did you see how his mom was eating jelly beans?
I did not. Was it with a spoon?
No. Estelle was tearing jelly beans in half and eating the middle while they were watching TV.
Oh, that seems psychopathic.
It's literally all I have.
I mean, I have other things, but whatever.
I have a lot of corrections, so let's get to that instead.
What do you think about name tags?
Yeah.
While talking to Mikey, Jerry says, comedians don't curse.
Who's Mikey?
The kid that was swearing.
Oh.
He was trying to...
Matthew.
Matthew? Mikey?
I don't know.
Mickey? Bald-faced lie.
Yeah. I mean, when that kid pulls the tape out of the cassette, like, that kid is a Like, he should be sweared at.
Yeah, totally deserves it.
Also, Jerry can wind the tape back with a pencil.
He kind of ribboned that tape.
I'm sure he can still get his jokes
Probably.
From it. Okay, well, so I'm going to go back to the Briss. As I mentioned that our captions are auto-generated, and it gave us names. It called us Shelley and Bowen.
Shelley and Bowen.
But I didn't read all the captions all the way through. I was just like scrolling through the YouTube video and I realized that it changed our names to Madfee and Evie.
Okay. Am I Madfee or are you Madfee?
I'm not sure. Charles Levin, who played the Moyle, is a sad story. He went missing in 2019 and he was found deceased a few weeks later.
Oh, no.
He'd gotten stuck driving his car in a remote area. Do you know Jason Alexander has a podcast?
I didn't.
It's called Really, No Really. I listened to it. There's like 3 episodes out. Right off the start, like 3 to 4 ads before they even start talking. They nearly lost me right there. They answer weird questions like why toilet stall doors don't go to the floor. And then chit-chat. It's him and his, like, best friend.
Oh.
It was,
Yeah.
Not like this podcast.
That being said, I think it's time for an ad break.
Word from our sponsor, Really, No Really, the new podcast from Jason Alexander and his childhood best friend whose name I forget. Okay, from the lip reader, Carol Leifer, who wrote the episode, she did date Jerry for about a year. They remain friends and have nothing but good things to say about each other.
Okay.
That's what I read. Linda Cash, who played Gwen, you listed her credits. She's Canadian, and she's the Philly cream cheese angel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We talked about tennis. The U.S. Open winners were Pete Sampras and Steffi Graf.
There you go.
I mean, I feel like that was the era that I think of when I think of tennis, like Andre Agassi.
Boris Becker.
Yeah.
I had a Boris Becker tennis racket when I was...
Oh, look at you.
I took tennis lessons.
Look at you. And then we had an argument about SPF. So it's not directly related to the time of the solar exposure, but to the amount. So an hour at 9 a.m. would be the same as like 15 minutes at 1 p.m. So it's not directly like you can stay out 15 times longer wearing SPF 15 or whatever. But what I found interesting was SPF 15 will block about 93% of UV rays. SPF 30 will block 97% of UV rays. And then it's like, it's not a linear increase. It's like log scale?
Exponential growth.
Yeah. So after 30, there's no point. You're getting like maybe another 0.5% every, 10 SPF you go up. So all those like 40, 50, 60, waste of money.
Why are you buying them then?
Because I didn't know.
Oh.
Not anymore. I put 30 on our kid.
No, you put 50 on our kid.
That's 30.
No, it's 50.
Not anymore.
But if you think about it this way, so like if, say 30 is 98% and 50 is 99%, and you're like, oh, why am I going to pay more for that 1%? That's half of all of the UV rays that would hit you at 30 aren't hitting you at 50.
You're going to have to say that again and slower. Half the UV rays that aren't hitting you at 30?
Yeah. So 2% of UV rays are hitting you at 30. And then if you put on 50, 1%. So you're...
Okay. I guess.
That's how, because it's logarithmic or exponential like that, that's what makes it.
So you're saying you should invest in high SPF because you're rapidly halving how much coverage you're getting. Okay, well.
Just don't go out in the sun.
Yeah, that's what I do.
For indoor kids.
So next week is The Barber.
Jerry cheats on his barber with his barber's apprentice. We get to listen to The Barber of Seville, I think.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Will you sing Bugs Bunny's song for us?
Right now?
No, next week.
Yes.
Not right now.
Yeah, sure. Next week I'll sing it.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Believe it or not, this is our podcast. Please subscribe at the end. If you subscribed, we would be happy. Please subscribe to us. Believe it or not, it's our podcast.
Is that a Seinfeld reference?